Yo, farm CEOs. Thank you for joining me once more. My name is Gilbert Mwale, and always exciting to be talking to you. Now, I have noticed that most farm CEOs, what they do is that to kind of ease the burden of expenses in most cases when it comes to buying food for the caretakers that are usually on their farm, what they usually decide to do is begin to encourage their farm workers, in most cases at caretaker level, to say, can you also participate in production of your own food? So if they have a 5 acres piece of farm or land, what they would do is that they would demarcate a certain portion on one side where they inform the workers to say, this is for you, you can actually grow anything that you want here. So the interesting thing is that you have a group of farm workers that are motivated enough to actually do that, and others, what I've seen them actually do is they would actually start growing on that piece of land some vegetables or so, and begin to concentrate on their vegetables, forgetting their actual work. Bad situation right there. Now, the other group is where they actually completely don't even want to plant anything. They are given a piece of land, they could have actually planted maize, they could have planted, vegetables or such, but they just don't plant anything. Sometimes people go as far as buying them even the seed, buying them the fertilizer, buying them the inputs they require to actually do the production. But guys end up either selling it or something, but they just don't do the things that they need to do with it. You see, because at the back of the mind of the owner or the farm CEO is that on a regular basis, I'm always getting calls that mini meal has finished. We have no food here. What are we going to eat? Well, and the threats that come now to say, I'm actually going to leave the farm. So you need to figure that out. So to avoid this, the idea is give them a piece of land so that they can farm. And I think that this is not a very good idea from my perspective. The question I always ask is that for you as a farm CEO, wherever you are working right now, if you are working for a bank, you're working for a shop, or whatever company that you're working for, how many of the companies that we work in, do they actually give you, they buy you mini meal, they buy you all such kind of foods and the likes, and they even tell you to say, just work a little bit here and we'll just give you money for that, or we will not give you a salary, but because you have been also selling these things, you can eat from there. No, is that they have offered you a salary, allowances and the likes that are enough to cover the benefits that you desire, to cover your expenses to the level that you'll be willing to come back to work for them the following day. In the same manner, this is what we advocate when we are talking to farm CEOs, that your team members, pay them a salary that is sufficient for the issues that they need to deal with as well. Something that will make them comfortable to want to solve their own problems. Don't substitute a salary you should have paid them, extra money of extra cash that you should have given them, for a piece of land where you want them to plow. That is not something for me I personally feel is a good thing. In the same vein, I think I'll talk about the issue of buying people, mini meal, carpenter, all this dried food, so that they can actually be able to, to use them. This is why you get calls every single week. Someone is asking to say, can you send me money? Mini meal has finished. Send us money. This has finished. We have no cooking oil. We have nothing. Look, pay the person the right amount of salary and tell them that, look, sort yourself out. You have the whole entire month. This is your pay. Please figure out how you handle your issues. Don't call me when you don't have mini meal. I mean, do you ever call your boss at the bank that your mini meal has ended in your house? You don't. If you work in the government, do you ever call your boss, a commissioner, sir, you know, my mini meal has finished? You don't do that. So why is it that at your farm this is common activity? It's common activity. You are receiving calls everywhere. You just see a phone call on your phone from the farm, and you know that you're in trouble. Someone is asking for something. Please let us run our farms like a business. Give people the right pay, and give them the terms and conditions to say, look, with the salary I've given you, I don't expect to hear anything from you until the end of the month. And that will save you a lot of struggle and difficulties. All right. Thank you.